So we're going to start today with talking about the Ugritone Ampstein. This thing has been popping up on my channel here and there, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. There it is on the screen. So what you have here is basically a fairly simple amp sim. It might be a Randall or something else like that. I'm not 100% sure. It's definitely not a 5150. This is one of the more basic presets which I just used in the video itself. What you have here is your amplifier, then your all your goodies going on down here, your tube screamer type thing. This one isn't too bad. The noise gating, it's really good. This gate is a little touchy, so you have to really kind of adjust to the noise level of your pickups on your guitar. This suppressor does very minimal. I usually just leave it right here because I found that it actually takes away from the guitar signal as you're going through. Anyways, back to the amp onboard amps, IRs and stuff. They're not bad. The single cone here, one here, I think it's called the Sheffield or Chef. This is actually not bad for a Sheffield type IR. Not my favorite in a lot of terms. It's actually, for this preset here specifically, it's really good. Then the little bit of post, there's EQs. I believe there's like an exciter, a gain knob, high pass, low pass, etc., etc., etc. In this instance, now you'll notice that the appearance changed. You can actually go in here in the settings, and you can actually change it to like sci-fi gray, Ampstein, which I believe, there you go. Also, you have a pile of other things. The presets themselves are all fairly straightforward. This one is true cult metal. This one is literally, there's black metal in a box right there. Have a nice day. Seriously though, this one is one of the main rhythm tones you could use in a black metal type instance. For this one, this is pretty much for doing a black metal or grindcore or extreme metal kind of thing. This is pretty much, I'd go to it right now. In the demo clip you saw, the Ampstein did its job as a black metal type sound, and really the results are there. And I've been using this now for 2 months, almost 3 months since it was released. No complaints at all for what it does. But I do have one concern, and that's the external IR loader. It crashes every time I try to use it. So that's basically one of the big fixes. The small one would be the tuner. It's a bit inaccurate. I'm not sure if that's something to do with my guitars and my tuner or something, but I did notice it tuning between two different tuners, even on amps, two different amp sims. This one was the least accurate. Not the worst, but not the most inaccurate. That's pretty much it. Overall, you can't complain too loudly about this amp sim. Moving on up in the mix, zoom, we're going to look at the drums real quick. This is the Ugri drums environment. In this case, this is the old school death metal kit. This one I pretty much go to most of the time with these drums. Really can't complain too loudly. I just basically break out one of the two main presets I use, which is the Entombed or the Slow Tampa preset. Throw on anything to clean up, to fix up the drums. I do multi-track route them. I recommend that, and done. Really, there's not a lot messing around with these kits. The MIDI is really good. It's not that generic tune track sounding robot sound, even though this can get a little robotic, but really overall I can't complain too loudly about a lot of the Ugritone stuff. In general, I basically, if you're on a budget and you want to have some drums and the other ones are just out of reach, and you don't want to mess around with Contact Player, this is the go-to. Overall, the old school death metal one, which is up on the screen here, that's one of my go-tos. In general, I don't have much negative to say about the drums themselves or the Ampstein, except for the IR loader and the inaccuracies with the tuner. But that could just be a programming flaw. I'm sure they're going to patch this thing sooner or later. But overall, the OSDM and the other Ugritone library is really good, guys. Can't recommend it enough times. And with the Ampstein, I really, for a budget amp sim, unless you want to buy like an ML Sound Labs, that's another. This one's really good and easily a good alternative to that. Overall, I got nothing bad to say here, and thanks.